All right, so I know that it's October and we can definitely start making some cool things in October. So one of them that I'm gonna make is I'm going to make this bat. Now this bat is cool enough to be on any sort of costume for Batman or anything like that, but one of the things that we can do with it is we can actually punch a hole in it, either in the top or the bottom. If you want a bat that's hanging right side up, we just punch a hole in the top, or we can flip it around, punch a hole in the bottom, and we can have these guys hanging all over the place. You can put them all over your house, you can put them outside your house, you can put them anywhere that you like. So how we're going to get there, if you have parents, this is definitely going to be where you want them to help you out. But basically, I'm just taking a regular sheet of paper. I'm going to cut it in half this way. So I want one big section here, I want one big section here. From there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those halves and I'm going to fold them in half. So that's basically what I have here. This is just one piece of paper that is folded in half. I've got a second piece of paper right here. So this was one full page. All that I did was I took my piece, I folded it in half, just like so, and then I drew my bat. Now, if you are unsure of how to draw your bat, that's quite all right. I'm going to include a link into my my Google Drive, and you guys should be able to just go into my Google Drive, print one out, and basically make one of these, just a little template. Or you can try your hand at it. Remember, you want to start on the side. This is going to be the part that's going to be the middle. So you want to start on the side that is folded, and then you're just going to draw a teeny head, you want some ears, and then I tried to take up as much of the paper as possible. So I went all the way up here, I went all the way out here, and then I wanted my tail to go all the way down. Now this is just a piece of a box. I think I had some, some macaroni and cheese, and so I had a box. So I just went ahead and kind of sketched one out first, and then I just applied it here, put it down. I took a regular just white color pencil and I drew it. If you want to do this, you can make several of the same, and you're going to see what they look like hanging up in a classroom. So I'm going to show you a couple of tricks for cutting. This doesn't require a whole lot. If you want to get fancy, we can, but for the most part, just to create this bat, it's very simple. So we are just going to cut this, and remember, we want this folded so that any of our cuts translate over to the other side. So the first cut I'm going to make is this one. It's really easy. It's very just simple. And I'm just going like that. Go ahead and set these guys to the side, but I just want to, cut that part for my wing. I'm going to start with the head because it's a little hard, but not that hard. So I'm going to take my scissors, and right here there's just a little straight part. I'm just going to make a little tiny cut though. I don't want to cut his ear off. So I'm just going a little bit in here, and then I'm stopping. Now this cut is a little bit more challenging. I'm going to try to line my scissors up to meet that ear and go right in that corner where I cut it. Just like that. So now I've cut that, and I have got his ear. I've got that little section. Makes it a little easier for me. This part, I'm going to go ahead and cut this right here. And again, I'm just going to stop right when I get to the horizontal section. So this part right here, I'm going to stop. Now this part, I'm going to go ahead and start right at the corner. And remember, I'm going to try to turn my paper, not my scissors. That makes things a little bit easier. So I'm going to stop. Maybe I need to reposition. I'm going to go ahead and come over here. I'm going to slide my scissors in, and I'm just going to more or less try to finish this out. Just like that. And it's okay if you have a little bit that cuts inside. That's quite all right. All right. Now I've got the tough part. Really tough part for these are these curves. I've got the 3 curves. I'm going to start right at my corner, and you're going to see what I'm going to do. This is going to make it easier every time that you cut. So if I'm just trying to cut like this, I'm making small cuts, and I'm turning my paper as I cut, just like so. Now, if I try to do my cut here, it's going to be really tough for me to get in there. I'm going to end up ripping some of my paper. So what I'm going to do is once I get here, I'm just going to continue my cut all the way off the paper. Just like that. Makes it really easy for me because now I can just go straight in here. I don't have to work with any paper or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting here. And again, I'm just rotating my paper, not my scissors. Just making tiny, tiny cuts as I'm going. So I'm just pressing down just a little bit, and then I'm rotating my paper. And again, I'm just going to cut all the way. That way, I don't have anything in the way there. And this is all the area that we're going to keep. This is the area that I'm not going to keep. I can cut anywhere on the area that we're not going to keep. And then now I've just got this 1/2 shoe, and we are done. So I'm just making sure that I cut along these lines. I'm rotating my paper, not my scissors, and bam, there we go. So I now have my bat, and you can see that I've got a couple of these bats. If I have a couple of rubber bands, I can go ahead and get a hole punch, get a single hole punch, and punch it right here. And then the type of thing that I want to do for, let's see if I can grab the rubber band. There we go. The type of thing I want to do is when I put it, I'm going to actually kind of cheat here. Let's see if I have something that I can poke a hole with. I have a screw here. So I'm going to just create my own little hole. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to look a little torn. Ooh, there we go. But just so that we at least have a hole there so you guys can see what to do, because I don't have a hole punch at my house right now. I need to get one, but I don't have one. So what we're going to do is I'm going to fold this rubber band in half. I'm going to take the end of it, squeeze it down really tight, and I'm going to push it through this hole. Let's see if I can do this. This is a really tiny hole. Ooh, it's going to be tough. There we go. So I got it through the hole. I now have my rubber band halfway through the hole. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one half of my rubber band and I'm going to pull it through the other half. So all that I did was I took this part of my rubber band and I fed it through the other part. So I now have an upside down hanging bat. And then what I could do is I could just tie a string right here and make this as long or short as I want. And I've got an upside down hanging bat. I could do the same thing here and I could punch a hole right here. One of the things that we were doing in our class is if we had students that were punching theirs upside down, I'd do another hole punch here and I'd do another hole punch here so it looked like they had empty eyes. And that was kind of some of the fun that we had with this. All right, so hopefully you guys had fun with this one. You were able to make a template, probably out of paper. I just had some cardboard laying around and that's what I did my design on. But hopefully you guys were able to get this and you guys were able to cut your bat out, and hopefully he's not missing a head. If it is, that's okay. Sometimes these look just fine without the heads as well. But you can do a couple of these and it really doesn't take too long. But I hope that you guys have fun and you guys have a great Halloween and you guys can add to your decor with some of these hanging bats all over the place.